Welcome to Geek in the Sheets, the podcast where we indulge our nerdy passions and explore the latest in pop culture. I'm your host, Hi-Fi Mike, and as always, I'm joined by the bad guy Kenny and Joby-Wan Kenobi.
Hello,
Oh
sir.
yeah.
And this week, we're joined by a special guest, Mr. Unchained. How you doing?
Thank you guys. Thank you for allowing me to join you gentlemen and talking about some Spider-Man today. I'm doing great.
Awesome. Why don't you tell us about yourself? And you're doing a comic book and stuff like that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm doing my very first comic book, Jupiter Man, The Legacy of Jupiter Man. It should be coming out at the end of August. It's going to be at New York Comic Con.
Nice. So you're gonna be selling them there?
Yep, going to be selling them with my man Thomas Ryan from Vivid Panels.
Awesome. So this week, guys, we are gonna do a recap of Into the Spider-Verse, which is the first of the 3 movies that are supposed to be coming out for this. And we got the first one here. This is the introduction to Miles Morales in any sort of cinematic universe. Miles is my favorite Spider-Man. Peter Parker is actually my least favorite Spider-Man. But I'm gonna go around, and everyone's gonna. Joe, why don't you tell me a little bit about your past with with this movie or Spider-Man in general?
I mean, who didn't grow up slinging webs as a child running through the trailer parks? That was me.
Honestly, yeah.
Running to the little electric generator box.
Do you know how bad I wanted the toy, the web slinger toy that was really just the
I had that. It was so
string. Yeah, it's just silly string.
It's dumb. Like that toy literally lasts like 5 seconds because you're slinging
Right.
webs all over the place.
And
Also,
then you're done.
as a child, it seemed much cooler slinging webs and slinging between all the trailers. But as an adult, that's not even fucking possible. Like looking back at that, you're not. It's not tall enough off the ground. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you're not slinging anywhere.
Dragging my ass on the ground.
Bad guy, tell me a little bit about your history. Tell us about your history with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is in fact my favorite superhero. So yes, I am. I'm a big fan of him. I know you said Peter Parker is your least favorite. I get it, but it's one of those things where I grew up with him. So
I mean, so did I.
I know, but it's kind of like this.
Tobey Maguire is my favorite.
But
it's Tom Holland for me. Tom Holland's the GOAT when it comes to
no, as far as yes.
Yeah, I'm going with Tom Holland. Look, listen, I was in the theater when they was it Infinity War. I always get it mixed up with Infinite Warfare. I always want to say Infinite Warfare. but yeah, Warfare. I was in the theater like he's just a 16-year-old boy. but yeah, that I love Spider-Man. Anything Spider-Man, I try to get. Whether it's the movies, try to watch the TV shows, the comic, I try to keep up with that stuff as much as I can. I think he's the only character I really try to keep up with, like no matter what.
Mr. Unchained, how about your history of Spider-Man?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man. He's the very first Spider-Man I saw. I'm not gonna lie. There's so many scratches and scars on my knees, on my elbows, trying to jump off ladders and jumping off the bed, trying to stick on walls. So
I didn't know if you were gonna be Jeff Hardy or Spider-Man. There, it was one of the two.
Yeah, like there's a special connection to Spider-Man for me because he was one of the first heroes I ever saw. So I definitely love Spider-Man, and there's just a special place in my heart for the superhero. Definitely.
Do you guys remember those sticky hands you'd get from the gumball or like the 50-cent machines?
Yeah.
Those you could feel like Spider-Man with those bitches. You fucking fling it and pull a empty soda can or something. My grandma used to get pissed because she had the popcorn ceiling and I'd fucking stick it up and it would like rip the popcorn ceiling down all the time.
You're doing her a favor because nobody seems to like popcorn ceilings.
Nope.
So Into the Spider-Verse. It was directed by Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, Rodney Rothman, writers Phil Lord, Rodney Rothman, starring Shamik Moore, Jake Johnson, and Haley Steinfeld, who is dating the GOAT, Josh Allen.
Oh, I was like, what? What go?
I knew where you were going with that.
Yeah, she's dating Josh Allen.
I appreciate it.
That's a fire cast, though. I mean, not about the GOAT or whatever, but that's a fire cast.
Yeah, Josh Allen is in it by relation. So we're gonna get right into it, guys. We open with Peter Parker narrating how he became Spider-Man. We find out that he's been Spider-Man for 10 years. I like the the things you see, like the comic, the Christmas album, the cereal, the theme song. I like how they place that in there in canon, and and the so-so looking popsicle. Because let's be real, that ice cream cone or ice cream stick, whatever you want to call it, is awful. It's awful.
Yes, terrible.
That and the SpongeBob one.
I've never had the SpongeBob one.
You never had the SpongeBob one?
No, I've also never seen an ice cream truck before. So
see, we have ice cream those kind of ice cream trucks here. I like the soft serve ice cream trucks. Those are the ones I consider the real.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
I mean, I've seen ice cream trucks. I mean, I couldn't afford it, but I definitely seen it.
The only ice cream trucks I've ever seen were definitely kidnapping children. They were not actual ice cream trucks.
No ice cream trucks are actually kidnapping children.
Well, they didn't sell ice cream.
What ice cream trucks are you looking at?
Hey,
I live in the middle of nowhere. I don't know.
We find out Joe goes out to his driveway. He has an ice cream truck.
No, they are not coming around here.
Is Joe now getting kidnapped? every Thursday.
He's like Amber Alert for me.
That man never has ice cream, I'll tell you.
This is where we cut to Miles Morales, Shamik Moore, working on art and listening to music before school. Miles falls after tagging street signs, and his dad is the police officer, played by Brian Tyree Henry, and he's an officer and brings him to school. Right? Yeah. I did skip him in his house, but So he doesn't want to go to basically doesn't want to go to school. He doesn't. Yeah. I'm trying to summarize. I'm getting there, guys. It's rough. Miles falls at. We did that. Miles and his dad argue about the school and bringing up his uncle Aaron. His dad does the most embarrassing thing on the intercom. This is when he tells him he loves him over the intercom. You cannot expect your kid to be happy after that or want to talk to you.
He did that on purpose to piss him off.
Right.
There's no way.
But that's an awful move.
Yeah.
You're trying to get your kid to like you. That's an awful move. Don't embarrass him on purpose like that. Like that. Really?
Also, just out of
I'm
curiosity,
glad I didn't have a dad.
the kids that were the kids that were chasing after Miles and his dad and trying to take pictures of him in the back seat. Like, I don't understand it. Like, why is it so embarrassing for your dad to be a cop?
I would have pretended I was I would have been Goldberg style and
right. I would have been like pretending like I got
I'm a
arrested
criminal
for something, but like,
right.
Like, I don't understand why it's embarrassing to have your dad as a cop. That was kind of weird to me.
I mean, I think it's just embarrassing of being with your parent, and then obviously his dad has done some shit like this before.
It's that dynamic where it's like, okay, you got it's already not cool to have your parents be on your ass about stuff. You got to think he's a cop too. So not only is it like, okay, I got to deal with him, being a parent. I can't even mess up. I can't even joke around, do what I gotta do, go out to commit crimes with y'all, do hood rat shit with my friends. Because if we do, he gonna try to find us.
Right.
And that's how it is. So that's why it's that kind of embarrassment.
He's gonna find him. He lives with them.
Well, no, he doesn't. Half during the school year, during the week, he lives at the school.
True.
Where was that?
You say you loved him.
Yeah, I lost my whole screen here.
He loves him. I love you, Daddy.
This is where after a montage we get Miles running to class and he's late. This is where we meet Gwen, played by Haley Steinfeld. I'm gonna try to.
She's becoming a goat. She's becoming a goat.
Miles gets. No. My favorite line was the obviously so the one thing about this movie is almost every one-liner is great, and there's a lot of them. I feel like the same thing we had when we did Blade.
Yeah,
was the one-liners, and that definitely gets the movie over. Einstein said time is real. Go ahead.
I was going to say, as far as Blade was, I think this one, the attention to detail with this movie and the second movie is like every little thing, like whether even the lines, it's like everything they do, it's very like everything, like it's just there's no missteps at all whatsoever.
Einstein said time is relative, right? Maybe I'm not late, maybe you guys are early. I definitely tried that in high school. Not that exact line, but I definitely tried something like that in high school.
I wish I had that line in high school.
I just didn't go.
that probably would save me a couple times.
I definitely tried. I definitely didn't say the Einstein part. It's definitely like maybe I'm early and you're all late. I've definitely tried that in high school. I did have the nuance of it, so it didn't get over.
You know it did work.
It did worse. It did a lot worse, but yeah. Miles gets told he's trying to fail on purpose, and he gets told he has to do an essay as we shift to a Biggie travel montage. Also, did he do the essay? He did do the essay. I realized we never went back to the school, really, did we? He got out of that essay.
He really did.
Yeah, I think it's because the world was going through so much mess.
Right, but he's got to go back to school on Monday. He still has an essay due.
Yeah, that teacher don't give a fuck.
She's like, I don't care, you're Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're not getting out of that.
I feel that would have been a cool plot to like finish at the end if he had wrote like really some motivational stuff and turned it in.
You know what? I really think they just forgot about it. They're like,
yeah,
they probably did.
They were like, shit, he didn't write the essay. Miles then shows up at his Uncle Aaron's, played Mahershala.
Mahershala Ali.
Thank you. I see. I'm afraid of getting it wrong, and then I get it super wrong, and it's performance anxiety, guys.
Speaking of Blade,
yeah, he's Blade. He plays Blade, and when that comes out, we'll definitely review that. When it comes out in 2028, Miles shows up at his Uncle Aaron's apartment, and he encourages Miles to hit on women. That's what I got from that, and yeah, hey, that's back and forth, just hey.
He was the cool uncle. He was the cool uncle. That's what he's supposed to be. He's just the cool uncle.
Hey, he's the character. They just a character from Fable. Hey.
Was it confirmed that Uncle Aaron ever was fucking bitches though?
No, he just said he did.
I mean, it was. I feel like it was implied. I feel like it was just kind of like, hey, that's my uncle right there. He stayed with these females. He's like, hey, you got any advice for me? Just,
I mean,
tell him, hey,
maybe him, we don't know yet, but maybe him and Doc Ock,
Oh man. Oh man.
Aaron takes Miles into a restricted area, gives Miles spray paint, and we see a spider drop down from the ceiling and crawl onto Miles. Aaron and Miles talk about the art and Miles' dad as they leave Miles and get bit by the spider. Miles kills said spider. This is his origin story. I hate origin stories, but I'm fine with this one because it's a new one.
Yeah.
That being said, and just looking forward, we get too many origin stories in this.
See, I don't have a problem with origin stories.
I thought it was funny though.
As long as it's not something we've seen a million times, I'm good on seeing Bruce Wayne see his parents get killed.
We get Peter Parker twice.
Right.
Yeah. I'm saying like it's cool to get like something different. Like this is fine. This is a fine origin story. It's not the
right,
same.
And then three of them we get at the same time. Like they gave Peter 2 at separate times, and then 3 characters 1 at the same time.
Right.
So my thing with it was like I also do not like origin stories because they're way overdone. But I think they did so many of them to make fun of it.
Yeah, and I get
it
because
like it was funny when they were just like, halfway through the movie, hey, my name's Peter Parker. Yeah, one more time.
Yeah, one more time, and I get that,
That's why I think this version's fine because they kind of rushed through it. Like when it came to everybody else, like quick. Okay, Peter Parker's story. This was going on with him. and then we got Spider Ham and all them other people like that.
Miles. No, where did I get?
He got
restricted
bit
arrow.
by
Miles
spider.
wakes up. Miles wakes up and walks down the halls, and he hears a loud inner voice. He runs into Gwen, and I like the speech bubbles. So that definitely took me by surprise, seeing the speech bubbles. So my first rewatch of this movie, I really liked it. My second or third, it's probably my third rewatch of this movie. I definitely liked it more, probably because I had to pay attention even more for the show. But I definitely realized there's a lot of stuff that in other comic book things we just don't get, and it didn't look out of place either. I think the only other character I can see pulling this off right now is Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd also
I think that's what Deadpool 3 is going to be like. In my opinion, I think that's what it's going to be like. It's going to get crazy.
We're going to get some stuff.
Consider both the Spider-Verse movies like a love letter kind of to comic books. Just the way that they panel everything out and the artwork really speaks to the person that's viewing it.
Honestly, the detailing is amazing. Like anytime I've rewatched either of them, it's been like it gets better each time you watch it, which is strange because normally you think you're just like getting annoying, watching something over and over. But like I went and seen the newest one 3 times, and I feel like I was catching more and more stuff each time.
Were you hoping that it was going to have an ending one of the times?
Next scene.
I like how he like fucked up. Hey, the awkward hand on. Hey, it just oh, so bad.
Hey.
After getting stuck to Gwen's hair, Gwen gets her hair cut in the nurse's office, and Miles is a nervous wreck. This whole thing with it's puberty, right? That's really also what we're getting at. There's
Yep.
The hidden meaning. It's just puberty. Miles runs away from security to hide. And security's. I wrote something down wrong here. Eventually, this leads to Miles walking on the side of the school building.
Right.
Which him learning his powers is great. Because I'm sure he's really confused.
He's like, man, puberty is weird.
This puberty thing, I didn't know I could walk
sticky
on.
in a different way.
They told me I'd come, but I didn't know I'd walk on walls with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Miles runs away scared after he realizes he's a Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man. I'm a Spider-Man, man. He goes into the sewer. He and his uncles were in, and he sees the dead spider that bit him. He experiences his first Spidey sense. This leads to... So now he's coming. This leads to seeing the other Spider-Man fighting a giant mutated Green Goblin. Right, that was supposed to be Green Goblin, right?
I did not like that Green Goblin.
That was awful.
That was
horrible.
So, like, that makes. So, does that mean that it's not Osborn? Norman Osborn? I don't
think so because it looked like.
Is there a Norman Osborn in the first one?
I don't think so.
We
I
saw
think it was
Green Goblin, but that was about it.
Goblin. I don't think they said if it was.
My thought is maybe he mutated, and it was a mix between Green Goblin and the lizard, whatever his name is. I'll be honest, I can't remember his specific name, but the lizard one.
Right.
I wasn't mad at it. It was, I don't know. It was different. So
he was like huge though.
He was a big old monster.
He was gigantic. Where does he hide?
Didn't he wear a hat too?
Yes.
Yeah, he still had that.
Who made him a hat?
It was just, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird.
It was like it was like a nightcap looking thing.
It felt like they mixed.
Go with sleep, Spider-Man.
It felt like they made like a Green Goblin and lizard hybrid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, they just called him Green Goblin though, because
that's the first thing.
I double checked on that because I was like, "Is it Green Goblin?"
Yeah, it says Green. He says Green Goblin.
Yeah, that's him. It was just they did something different with him.
Peter saves Miles from falling and realizes that Miles is a Spider-Man too. You're a Spider-Man? It's like that. It's like the pointing Spider-Man. I didn't realize that. It's kind of like Spider-Man. Yeah, you got it, Joe. Thanks for doing this with me. I was pointing at myself, which is also the joke. He figures out he's a Spider-Man, and he offers to train him. That was really quick. He's really quick to be like, yeah, let me train you. It was way.
He didn't want him to go through, because I think it's one of those things where, okay, I went through mistakes as Spider-Man. I don't want you to go through mistakes like that.
All right, but it's more just trusting him way too quickly because you don't know that Miles is Miles. We know Miles is Miles. Peter shouldn't know Miles is Miles that quick. He should have more caution. Ultimately, that's what gets him killed.
I mean, I feel like it'd be better to, okay, I know you got powers. Let's make sure you go in the right direction with this instead of me having to fight you later on.
He should have just slinged him up. He should have just tied him up, got him out of there, and then went back to what he was doing.
Right, because he was just like, "Stay there, I'll be right back." And
right.
He just went, yeah.
He should have got him out of there because if he's just finding out there's another Spider-Man, he knows this man's not trained. Get him out of there. Right. Like, deal with it later. You got other shit going on.
I finally found an image of it. That's disgusting.
Yeah, he is wearing a.
Yeah, he's got the purple hat on. He's got wings too.
He's got like armor, but he's fucking huge. Like it's like Godzilla.
Like the troll in the dungeon.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he does. This looks like the guy from the Sorcerer's Stone.
Goblins are supposed to be small.
Not that. Well, goblins are usually a regular man. Like, to be fair, it's usually a regular man with a costume. This guy's like I said, him mixed with the lizard.
I don't know what kind of fucking glider he's wearing, but it's like a stealth bomber he'd have to ride on.
Yeah, I was saying.
Peter gets attacked by the Prowler and Green Goblin. We hear the voice of Kingpin, played by Liev Schreiber. He says something menacing and flips the switch. We hear that multiple dimensions open and the city goes haywire. Goblin pushes werewolf? Peter.
A werewolf. Fucking what's his name? Fuck, not werewolf. What's Sabretooth? Isn't that him?
Yeah.
What?
Liev Schreiber.
Oh yeah, Liev Schreiber. Yeah.
Oh right.
Schreiber. Yep.
That's a Kingpin.
A goblin pushes Peter into an interdimensional swirly.
Can we talk about how thick Kingpin is for no reason?
Bro, he was all shoulders.
Kingpin is
he's fucking huge. There was a scene where I was like, do they have him in it looked like he was in like a black room and just like blending in with the background. And that so you'd like just seen his face. And then it turned a little bit and I was like, holy fuck, that's his body. Like, it's so unnecessarily large.
This is Eric Cartman in this universe. That's what this is.
This is way bigger than Eric Cartman.
He's crazy.
He's a thick boy. He has really got to go to the big and tall store. Like he probably gets this shit at the same place that made Goblin's hat. That was probably one of his suits.
It's just Goblin's hat.
I don't know. All I know is that dude, his shoulders were ridiculous.
Miles makes his escape and gets chased by the Prowler. He makes it out of the subway and is able to lose him. Miles sneaks back home and his dad thinks it's a robber. Miles asks his dad if he hated Spider-Man. He said yes. We see the flash drive and Miles has it. Yeah. So his dad hates Spider-Man, which I guess makes sense, but also how many times has Spider-Man he probably has watched Spider-Man save people, right? Like Spider-Man's been around for 10 years.
It's that weird dynamic, kind of like how Batman, where it's like,
yeah, but
okay,
Batman
we're supposed to be working side by side, but I don't like you, kind of thing.
Batman's scarier. I can understand not liking Batman.
No, I'm saying the same dynamic where y'all both are working the same side, but y'all both kind of beefing, like. Kind of like how, the police with Batman. That's kind of like the situation.
Right.
I'd be more
I
afraid
still
of
think-
Spider-Man. This
yeah,
man
but
is shooting
hate-
webs out of his body. The other guy just has money.
You're right.
Right.
Wow, where the
Give me with the sticky fingers.
He's throwing them batarangs, fucking you up too. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Ow!
we cut back. We cut to the world finding out that about the death of Spider-Man and his identity, and this is also where we get Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So we get blonde Spider-Man's. So that was the one, and so every time I rewatch this movie, for whatever reason, I didn't catch that it was blonde Spider-Man when they showed him in the intro. That should have given me some sort of like hint that wasn't the only Peter we were gonna get.
Right.
Because we all know Peter has brown hair.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It kind of threw me off just a little bit to see him with blonde hair. Like it just didn't look like it.
Once he took off the mask, I was like, "Hey, wait a minute!
Yeah.
He's blonde."
I didn't even catch that. But also, is this the last time Stan Lee was in
No.
a cameo?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember his last stand because I remember they said he had recorded like hella cameos before he
I
died.
feel
So
like we can Google it. Somebody can Google
Yeah,
it.
I got Endgame was the last
That's
one.
what I thought.
Okay.
Of course it's Endgame.
Right. Oh damn. Well.
Fucking snapped and killed him.
Miles gets a costume and he wears it to the memorial/funeral. They're counting on me. I don't think you specifically. I think it's a metaphor. That was probably my favorite line of the whole movie. When they're counting on me. I don't think he means you specifically. Oh, that was great. But he did mean him. Anyways, so Miles attempts to jump buildings and falls on the first jump. This breaks the flash drive, which why he didn't do something with it is beyond me. Or put it somewhere safer. I don't understand how it broke so easy.
I don't think he understood the magnitude of what he was holding. Or maybe
Yeah.
I feel
I don't
like he
think he
should
did.
have.
he should.
He's also a child.
Right.
How old is he at this point? He's
He's
in middle
what,
school,
15?
right?
No.
Yeah, like
15.
I thought was he in high school? I thought it was a high school.
I don't think he actually hit puberty until the second movie.
I haven't seen the second movie.
yeah, I was gonna say because I think he was like 15 when he was in the second movie.
I'm not seeing the second movie till the third one comes out, so we're gonna be waiting a while.
That's
So if you're
fair.
watching
Oh,
this
you're
in
waiting
the
till
far
then?
future, if you're watching this listening to this in the far future, I've seen it, but that's
So he's 14.
but as
or
of
15.
2023,
It says he's 14 or 15 into the Spider-Verse, and then 16
cool,
or
I was
17 across the Spider-Verse.
I think you owe me an apology for that questioning of how old he was.
Fuck you. Which means in the final one, he'll be about 37 when it comes out.
If they did it real time, oh man. Not to date this episode, but yes. Where was I at? Miles goes to visit Peter's grave and gives a heartfelt speech from behind. From behind, we get another Peter Parker with brown hair variant Peter Parker.
Doodle Brown.
We get the original Peter Parker. Now I read somewhere that this is supposed to be the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker. Around the time I had read that.
What do you mean by it's supposed
This
to be?
was supposed to be the one that came from that universe.
Mm.
He had
I
Gwen
mean-
Stacy though, didn't he?
No,
No.
Nope.
Yeah, Mary Jane. It was Mary Jane.
it was Mary Jane because he married Mary Jane and they got a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't remember the other the three movies, and I just watched them last year. By
Are
the
you
third
ta-
one, it was.
Are you
awful.
talking about the actual Tobey Maguire? Or are you talking about Into the Spider-Verse?
Into the Spider-Verse? No,
Because I could have swore it was Gwen Stacy and Into the Spider-Verse.
No, that's no. What?
No, of course it was Gwen
Mary
Stacy
Jane. He
Miles.
married Mary Jane, and that's
Oh,
why
that's right.
he...
That's right. Oh my god, I'm
Yeah,
so
he
dumb.
had Mary Jane.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
The only one had Gwen Stacy out of the three.
Yeah.
The live action ones was what's his name?
Was Andrew Garfield, and
he killed her.
And we're gonna get to that because there's a nice, when we go back to origin stories, or no, later on when we talk about who dies. I like that reveal. Miles attempts to jump building, blah blah blah. We get the opening again, but this time with brown-haired Peter. This time he gets deeper and tells his depressing story. How him and Mary Jane got a divorce. We see, and how he just eats and does not take care of himself. We see Peter get sucked into a portal and shoot out into the world we are currently on, which was cool. Seeing this Peter versus the Peter. So is it right to assume we went back in time? He went back in time. We're also proving it's time travel, right?
What?
Wait, what do you mean?
He went back in time. This Peter went back in time, as well as dimension. So this dimension so this world that we're on now moves at a slower rate, or started later than
It wouldn't
the world that original Peter's from.
You can't say it'd be back in time because it's a different
Timeline.
different timeline. So it's we can't say it's back in time because different events are happening. So we don't know where it's at.
Right, but this is an older Peter.
But I'm saying it can be today, like it can be today somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It can be today somewhere else. So I can't really say that's back in time because it's just different in general.
Right.
Because they're not running parallel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to figure out if this Peter was born earlier than the Peter on this Earth, or if the Earth he's from is set later.
It wouldn't. Yeah, I get what you mean. That wouldn't necessarily matter though. It would depend on how old they are.
Yeah,
and I guess if the realities are running on a linear timeline,
which I doubt it would be.
Because there's a movie that came out. It was a romance movie a couple years ago where the guy he gets his wife pregnant. I guess at a later time, and it affects the
time traveler's wife.
Yeah, that's the one. What say when the kid kept looking different every time they were trying to go back. Yeah, that's what I think.
But later, and I'll just skip it. Later, Gwen says she went back in time. She woke up 2 weeks later. Right? She said she was back by 2 weeks. Then she went to the school.
But was she gone for 2 weeks?
That's what I'm saying. It sounded like she ended up on this Earth 2 weeks back from where her Earth was.
So this is fucking. It's weird to like get into this because you don't know exactly how these timelines are running next to each other.
Right?
Are they identical or? Because like what Kenny was saying,
everything's different because different events are happening.
Right.
But the events are happening, but it's the time on each of these worlds is where I'm. And you know what? And Spider Noir is from the 1930s.
Right. Okay.
So is the 1930s of his world happening in parallel to the same time that 19, I assume, or whatever?
I would think so.
So like.
But it's the thing though, because like
I can't explain it.
Maybe it can go back in time for that, or you never know where it's like, okay, maybe the technologies didn't advance in that world. If that makes sense.
Okay, wait. Right. Maybe this. Hold on. In the next movie, and we're skipping ahead. You can answer this. Spider-Man 2099. Did he go back in time to meet them wherever? Because I know he's in the next movie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or is it how is that working?
I honestly can't even remember. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially because I saw that one when it first came out, and then going back and watching this, and so I'll mix it.
It doesn't show them transporting through time though. It literally just shows.
Right, you're not gonna show them. What do you expect to see? A fucking clock?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Do you need the calendar to rip off the wall to know that it's going back in time?
I mean, it's in the second one. It shows that there are time. It shows that there are multiple different realities that move linear and that cross.
So it's probably just.
So technically, you're right. Technically, you're right.
It's right, and that's the thing is, are they running parallel? Or are they running like the into
It would
each
depend
other?
on it would depend on the reality that the spider person is coming from.
I see what you mean because in the second one it shows both.
Right.
Okay.
Because you could have some universes that are running parallel, and then there's some that are
running across. So I guess yeah. Somebody tell Travis to stop messaging things.
Fuck time travel.
I hear bing. God damn it.
Especially with the time, because the time travel rules are so different in movies in general that it kind of throws you off. Because some movies where you go back in time and you're living as that person. Some you go back in time, you see yourself running around. There's a whole bunch of different stuff going on with time travel. So
time is. I guess it depends on if you think time is linear or time is a giant sphere, like a just timey-wimey. It's just
sphere.
Yeah. Like it's everything's happening at once. It's hard to.
And Ezra Miller's just running in it.
Oof!
I didn't say.
Or it might be that movie. Movie's terrible.
It's horrible.
Joe, that's Joe's favorite.
I still like it. I don't give a shit.
I fucking love it.
Ugh, that's the word. Yuck.
I'm gonna watch it again.
Though, Joe, I've got to talk to you about something I thought about today, about Flashpoint. And I'm not gonna do it on this episode. We're gonna have to talk about it because you might have to help me remember some things, or also
I got you.
be mad
I've seen
at
it
me.
6 times, so I know everything.
I really want to talk about it now, but we're not gonna be able to. So maybe you can make this a TikTok if it turns out good.
No.
All that talking, I lost where we were. Miles ties up Peter. No. Yeah, so we're just gonna go here. Miles ties up Peter. And asks a bunch of questions. Miles guesses right, and that if he's from a different dimension. Peter keeps glitching because he's not from here. We get the exposition dump, and Peter says he's gonna wait for the collider to start again, and he's gonna wait to jump in. Yeah. So that's his plan. I don't know if it's a good plan.
I thought the glitching was kind of interesting because you don't really see that in time travel or multiverse stuff.
No, you don't. I did like the glitching. Did we get anything like that in the Far From Home? Is it
No spoilers.
No, you said Far From Home.
Far From Home. No, they didn't have any glitching or anything.
I've never seen glitching in a time travel movie before. I've seen. I mean, I guess the closest we've gotten was Back to the Future, where they fade away slightly,
and newspaper changes. Damn
it! Yeah, but other than that, I can't think of anything where their body was affected by.
If Marty McFly went back in time and he erased himself from that timeline, wouldn't it just reset the timeline because then his parents wouldn't have been messed with and they would have.
Timey-wimey. You can't do that. When it comes to time travel, you cannot do that. You can't do that because
it would have reset. I guess it then would have just made a different.
Stop the cream pie, or what are you talking about?
It would have just that universe would have just. No, I'm just thinking if he would have that universe.
You're not making this world.
That timeline would have blipped, right? Because
because
he would have erased himself from going back in time.
Yeah.
Therefore, he still would have.
You think about it too much, you're gonna.
Maybe he would have. It would have been a time loop. He would have had to somehow go back in time to stop himself from the time loop. Shit.
But no,
time cop.
Remember the second one did that though. He would see himself doing stuff in the
first. But he didn't have to stop he didn't have to stop himself from getting erased from stopping a time loop. Think about it. If he lived Groundhog, he had to basically keep redoing it. It's like Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's what you saying, time loop.
Yeah. So like, if he would have blinked from existence, it would have reset the timeline, which he still would have been born because he reset the timeline, but then get blinked out of existence again. And then there would be no end to that timeline.
See?
It would have stopped in 1955 and went back.
Nope.
Because it would have kept repeating itself.
That's why I said you can't think too hard into these movies because they don't make sense. Time travel movies don't make sense in general.
Sorry, that was Back to the Future cast. Where we talk about Back to the Future. Now back to Into the Spider-Verse. Peter gives in, and we get what would it would be? What would Jesus Christ? I'm looking out of one eye, guys. We get what would be the beginning of a training montage, and Peter tells Miles, "No cape." Loves when Miles. I like when Miles breaks the boulder and goes, "That's new." Like he's still learning his powers.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wrote down cranky old broke Spider-Man. I assume that was a reference to something. I think Miles said it, but I can't remember. I just remember it being funny. Miles Miles sneaks into Alchemax. Did they ever say the name? Alchemax. After he sees Kingpin enter, Peter tells Miles to leave. The scientist tells Kingpin about the black hole forming outside Brooklyn, and he talks about the dimensions crashing, and there may be a rupture in the space-time continuum. Miles gets stuck to the light. More come. Miles relaxes by singing. He should have told him to think about baseball. Relax. Don't do it when you want to get to it. Miles is able to turn invisible, which is a cool feature. I don't remember that in the comics. I don't think that's in the comics.
Him turning invisible? Nah.
Definitely don't think that's in the comics. Also, as somebody who writes comics, how would you have somebody illustrate somebody invisible? Would they just draw the background?
Probably would draw an outline that's kind of see-through and then shade it with like a silverish tint. So like the background is behind them, but you can see a figure in front of the background type of thing.
That makes sense.
I was gonna say you could like kind of like in the movie.
Yeah, well, see, you can always see the outlines when they do stuff like that. So you see in the movies and the comics.
Peter woos the scientist, and she figures out that he's a different Peter. Miles gets into the computer while Peter gets strapped into a chair, and she explains that he will disintegrate if he stays here. And she's kind of ready for it. We find out the scientist is actually Doc Ock, played by Kathryn Hahn. And she chases Peter down.
That was a good little twist. I thought that was a good twist.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, too.
I was not expecting that.
Nope. Even on my rewatch, I did not realize that was going to be Doc Ock.
Yeah, I honestly forgot about that when I was watching it today, and I was like, oh, shit.
This was like a brand new... It's been long enough that it's basically like a brand new movie for me.
It was giving me vibes when he was like first in there in the Longest Yard when Adam Sandler is talking to that girl and he's doing like the underwear modeling. Remember that? It was like, yeah, it was giving me that vibes for a second, like something like that was gonna happen.
He fell on that couch
with the cowboy hat on.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I forgot about that part.
Not me.
I just had a completely random thought that has absolutely nothing. Well, it has something to do with this movie, but it has nothing to do with anything that anybody said. But what? All right, hear me out. One of the Spider-Men, right, was actually Frank Reynolds' Spider-Man, right? See, I coming out just flip.
You said who?
Frank Reynolds from It's Always Sunny.
Oh, I was like, what?
Instead of Spider-Ham, we get Frank Reynolds.
I was like, Danny DeVito
Spider Frank. So I started just flipping him.
Yeah, that sounds nasty.
Think about how different this movie would be.
Yeah, I would not want that.
Frank is Spider-Man. All right, Frank is Spider-Man. This is recasting, guys. Frank is Spider-Man. We have D is Doc Ock.
This is nasty.
Dennis is definitely gonna be is definitely gonna be Kingpin, right? Mac is the Prowler, and Charlie would be
Miles Morales.
Yeah, there you go. We just recast. This is perfect. Somebody write this. Somebody tell It's Always Sunny that we
sell that.
Oh man, I forgot my pen and paper.
All right. Wow. Peter and Miles make their escape. And Peter teaches Miles how to swing. Peter glitches and they lose the case. We finally see Spider-Gwen attack Doc Ock and then explain how she became Spider-Woman and how she got here. I love that we see this Gwen had her Peter die.
Yeah.
That was great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, when I saw that, I was like, that was fantastic. Also, the fact that she's Spider-Woman, I just keep calling her Spider-Gwen. Don't know what to call her. So we're going to keep calling her Spider-Gwen.
Isn't it? So here's the thing about that. So her name is Spider-Woman, but to us as the fans, she's known as Spider-Gwen. Is that what it is?
I mean, the comic books are Spider-Gwen.
I was going to say, they even at AMC, they were even selling it as Spider-Gwen.
Yes, the character is Spider-Gwen. Like, the comic is Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but I'm saying, as their public, do they call her Spider-Woman?
They called her. She said, "This is how I'm the only Spider-Woman. I'm Spider-Woman." She said Spider-Woman.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, for us,
she called herself Spider-Woman.
I don't like that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's because there's too many syllables. I'm serious. Because there's too many syllables. I mean, like Batwoman sounds good. Spider-Woman is like a lot.
What about the Amazing Spider-Man?
That's not one word.
I'm just saying that's even longer.
So how many other Spider people are there? Save it for Comic-Con. What's Comic-Con? So we've got no Comic-Con in this world, and that's very sad because there's comic books.
Very sad.
You guys see the second one. You'll see how many Spider-Men there are.
I'll see it in 2038. The bad guys have their powwow and talk about killing the Spider-Man.
Bad guy.
The bad guys, yeah, we get bad guys. They have a powwow and talk about killing the Spider-Man. The team get to Peter's house and his this Aunt May meets Peter. She doesn't care that it's not her Peter, but she cares for him anyways. They go down to the Spider Cave where we meet Spider Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider Ham. So Spider Noir was played by Nick Cage. Yeah. Penny Parker is played by Kimiko Glenn, and Spider Ham is played by John Mulaney. Because we needed fucking John Mulaney.
Why?
I don't have a problem
Danny
with him.
DeVito was right there.
I don't have a problem with him. He does. What's the show? Big Mouth. He does Big Mouth.
Yeah. That's a Nick Kroll show.
Why? Why couldn't this Aunt May be thick?
Because we weren't gonna get good. We weren't gonna get attractive Aunt May. They needed attractive Aunt May. Only in the regular Marvel universe. The MCU was only had the license to that. See, when they drew up the contracts, right? It went Sony gets ugly Aunt May, Marvel gets hot Aunt May. That's just the way. I don't write the rules. That's just it.
It was in the contract.
That's good.
Because like the thing is, I mean, you see these Pixar moms, and I feel like this Aunt May, after seeing Aunt May and the Tom Holland movies, they could have done
Aunt
some
May
work.
yeah.
You're not Superman, you know.
Yeah. She looked like Ben just died.
That's crazy.
Man just got shot after the wrestling match.
Got you for 3 minutes.
Macho Man.
You're going nowhere.
Also,
I got you for 3 minutes. I got you for 3 minutes.
That's so funny.
All right,
I forgot the part where that's my problem.
Would you last 3 minutes in the ring for Bonesaw?
Bonesaw is ready.
Nope.
Why are you doing more of that on Book It? Like, I don't understand why you're not using that more on Book It. That's the best Macho Man impression out of anybody on that show.
You know I can do impersonation.
Yo,
we need to do more of those for the show. That's what we need for the recaps.
I got a question.
I just never do. First off, I never drafted people like Macho Man, anything like that. Anyway,
I'm gonna need you to do a Macho Man impression for at least one person per recap. Thanks.
I have a question for everyone. For 3 minutes in the ring, you have to either get fucked by him for 3 minutes, or you have to get your shit kicked out of. You have to get the shit kicked out of you for.
Yeah,
3
I'm
minutes.
not talking about that. We're not doing this on air. I'll
who you gonna say? Who's the first?
Who you lasting 3 minutes longer with?
Well, it looks like I'm getting my ass whooped because ain't nobody fucking do that to me, guy.
I'm not into voyeurism like that, so.
Bonesaw is ready.
Joe, what are you doing? You didn't answer.
Someone's got to be on the other side.
I hated the way he jumped at him. though. He was.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
So many cool suits.
How did no one put 2 and 2 together? I just thought about that. How did no one put 2 and 2 together? That's Spider-Man later on.
Because they were all drunk.
Because he was the human spider.
This was a back alley fucking. My assumption also is all right. So this also happens in the same universe as X-Men, right? So, yeah. I would assume. I guess that was Fox. So I guess not.
It's just wild to be like this guy's in there flinging. He's got the Spider-Man powers, and then a week later, Spider-Man's out running around.
Yeah, but
you know what? I was at a wrestling event, and Spider-Man was wrestling Bonesaw.
Because wrestling's fake.
Hey, don't do that. It's still real, damn it.
Oh man.
This is news to me. I'm pissed.
This is where we get a lot of cool suits in the back, including one with a cape.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
We get the origin story mashup. So, Black Noir. So I'm not even gonna say it.
Now you got to.
Nope. All these variations are way cooler than Peter Parker.
I don't like the Noir one that much.
Oh no, wait, I didn't, and then I forgot when he spoke, and I was like, I'm fucking here for it.
Like I like Nicolas Cage playing as him. I thought the character was cool, but I don't think he's cooler than Peter Parker.
So Nick Cage now has been Spider-Man and Superman.
Wow, spoiler.
Yeah, that is.
How's that a spoiler? No, you know what? we reviewed it as a spoiler. It's plenty of time. It's on digital. There's a spoiler. We're opening spoilers now. And plus, people are going to be listening to this forever in the future. They have to have watched it by now.
And he was Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
He was also Big Daddy, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yep.
He played the most superheroes?
I was going to say he might have played the most superheroes.
I think he may have played the most superheroes. Joe, look it up.
Look it up, see if he's in any more.
Chris Evans. Chris Evans might have played the most superheroes.
Samuel Jackson played a couple too.
Yeah.
Peter Porker's great, by the way. I think I have a Peter Porker comic somewhere in my
Isn't that a
comic? No. It should.
If you go on Pornhub and type in Peter Porker, there's definitely.
I'm sure there is, but I'm not watching. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to watch that.
Remember you trying to put me onto that porno vampire movie?
It wasn't a porno. It's still not a porno. Dracula in the Hood, right? It's still not a porno.
I'm not even look it up. I swear it's a porno.
It's still not a porno. And when it comes out, I'm gonna watch it. I'll let you know if it's a porno. You'll know if it is or not. I'll give you the thumbs up, thumbs down.
So I don't get judged.
Thumbs up is a porno. Two thumbs up if Bonesaw fucks somebody in it.
So it says the record for who holds the most superhero roles is Ryan Reynolds.
That makes sense. Even though he played Deadpool twice. What is it?
Wait, who else
Green
did he play?
Lantern, Deadpool,
Green Lantern,
Deadpool, Project X, right? Is what they called him.
Yep.
Right.
So you got 2 Deadpools, you got Green Lantern.
So what else?
Yeah, I'm about to say because we just named 4. I thought for Nicolas Cage.
Is Free Guy considered a superhero?
I would think so, probably.
Look up what superheroes he played. I think that you should just Google that. All right, and I'm gonna move on.
Technically, because Blade is Marvel.
Blade
he was in the third.
Yeah.
He was in the
But
third
was he a
Blade.
superhero in it?
No, but he was a sidekick.
He was.
I mean, we consider Robin a superhero. He's better than Robin.
Well, Batman's a superhero too, but
What's I'm saying? He got a sidekick, so I think
Yeah, all right.
he's a sidekick.
It is counting Blade in it. Blade Trinity.
Okay.
So it says X-Men Origins Wolverine is Deadpool, normal Deadpool, Green Lantern, and then Hannibal King and Blade.
so that's 4.
It's 4.
Yep.
So we
Chris Evans has been. Hold on.
How recent is that article? Because I feel like it's tied now with Nicolas Cage being Superman that won. So it should be tied 4-4.
This was February 25th.
all right. So I'm gonna move on here. Miles can't do any of his powers on command, and they don't believe Miles is ready, and Miles leaves. We get sad boy Miles. Miles gets to his uncle's house, so we get to the reveal that the Prowler is actually Uncle Aaron.
He gave him free game too.
The Prowler chases Miles down. What if? All right. So say he wasn't the Prowler, right? Did he expect his? Did he expect his? Did he expect? Right. Did he expect his uncle to be home alone, not naked? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's going on here? Like, all right. I'll be honest, guys. When I'm not on air and I've got no one home, I'm most likely naked. All right.
I hear you, but for a 15-year-old kid to be like, I'm gonna go to my uncle's
Right.
house.
But he doesn't. What I'm saying is, what if he would have just walked in on his uncle's butt ass naked?
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be scarring. Knock on his fucking door.
But also, like, you're actually walking around your house just fully ass naked.
I got curtains, my guy. Like, I got
That's
black.
insane. I got
blackout curtains.
My ass
What do
cheeks
you-
smacking around while I'm walking down the hallways.
My ass cheeks don't smack around. Like, I don't think you understand. I'm 155 pounds and 5'8". I don't have ass cheeks like you do, Joe.
Joe walking around the house switching like, ooh.
Like,
No, dude, I don't even get undressed for the shower. I ain't walking around the house naked.
I'm walking around my house naked as much as possible. I'll be honest.
I feel you. I feel you. When I first moved out,
Especially in the summer. Especially in the summer when it's hot. If I can, I do. That, you know what? For the first time in my life, I can do that because I finally don't live with anyone else, and I'm taking advantage while I can. All right.
You walk around dick swinging.
Yes, I do. And I'll be honest, it is liberating.
I get it. I get it. I've been there. I get it.
Aaron,
I got kids now, so I can't.
yeah, exactly. When my kid is like, she's only here half the time.
Nicolas Cage is 5.
What's the other one?
So that's more.
Chris Evans is 8.
He's in Teen
Jesus,
Titans.
who's Chris Evans?
Chris Evans is 8.
Yeah, Chris Evans is 8.
All right, I gotta hear this list. What has he been in?
Let me see. You got Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Rise of Superstar. He played in TMNT as Casey. He was in Push. Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, I forgot about Push. Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, he's the villain.
Yeah. Captain America. And then Captain America for the rest.
Damn.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's leading.
Miles gets to Aunt May's house and tells him about his uncle. The party gets crashed by Doc Ock and Scorpion, played by Joaquin Casio. Prowler comes. What?
No, I was messing with you. I was like,
I probably said it wrong. It's has it at one of the accents over the I. I couldn't tell you. Casio. I feel not good doing that. Prowler comes through the window, and Miles gets the drive and has a fight with his uncle. Miles reveals himself, and the Prowler gets shot by Fisk. Uncle Aaron dies in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miles is chased by his dad. His dad finds his brother laying there in the alley, thinking this new Spider-Man is to blame. Here's the thing. So, I like that his uncle is in this movie. I don't like that they made up the fucking Prowler. He's Scarlet. I mean, not Scarlet Spider. He's Iron Spider. That's Uncle Aaron should be Iron Spider, not the Prowler.
It's sometimes it's one of those things where they put the twist in just to throw people off who's
but they wouldn't have known. You would have, I guess, if you would have known the comics, you would have known. But still, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I think they do that just so whoever so the fans of it, they get something new out of it as well. You know, but you're not watching something you already know 100% about.
You know, he reminded me of the Prowler. What's his name from fucking Toy Story? No, the opposite. The bad
Zurg?
guy.
Oh,
Zurg.
I know.
Yeah, he looks like Zurg.
You're saying that because he got that.
He's got the purple. Yeah, he basically is Zurg.
Because he's purple.
He got the dark purple.
And I feel like with the cape and everything, he looks flowing like Zurg.
Just reminded me of Saints Row 3.
It reminds me more of the villain from Sky High.
So what's
Yeah.
So what's the point of the Prowler suit if it can't stop a bullet? So you're telling me he has this cool ass suit and it's not bulletproof?
I don't think everybody has access to Kevlar like that, though.
He works for Kingpin.
Yeah, he worked for Kingpin.
He has access to Kevlar.
I don't know.
Just use some of Kingpin's fat.
I'm gonna say because Kingpin gets shot too.
He made this suit and he was like, what if I get shot?
I don't think he was thinking that when he made that suit.
He's not. I feel like that's the first thing he should be thinking. I'm fighting superheroes.
I think the first thing he thought of was, let me conserve my identity.
That's easy. Wear a mask. He designed this. The point is, the suit had to be designed, right? He still had to get it designed. He definitely thought offense. He didn't think defense at all.
I mean, so some people do that. Have you seen people's characters when they make people? They go 100% speed, power, no defense. Some people mess up, and then on top of it, he has a cape. You remember what Edna Mode said? No capes, because you're gonna die, and he didn't listen.
The cape didn't kill him. He got shot.
It slowed him down.
He gets beat up through the movie, but shooting him is all it takes.
Hey, Spider-Man didn't have a cape either. He gets shot. Nope.
Right, but Spider-Man has healing powders, right? I assume Spider-Man is stronger.
Healing powders?
Yeah, powders. Powers.
Sprinkle some senzu beans?
Yeah.
Just grind some up in a weed grinder?
That would be crazy if we got like a stoner Spider-Man.
If he put that cape on, he probably would have got shot. He probably easy to shoot at.
Yep.
So
it gives him away.
We get this
the noise of a cape too. Like you don't want that. Crawling on the ceiling and it's just fucking dangling down, hitting people in the foreheads.
He's like, there's Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, he's right there. What?
The gang reconvenes in Miles' room and they tell him about who they lost to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Was that at least two of them were Uncle Ben, right?
They
Uncle
did
Benjamin
on was it No Way Home? Was the last one No Way Home? They did the same thing on that one. They all said they lost a parental figure of theirs.
I don't remember who Peter Porker said he lost.
Bacon.
God damn it! I was about to say the same thing.
I really hope they don't eat bacon in that universe.
It was breakfast he lost.
They're cannibals.
He's like, no. You got served with a side of egg.
What if they eat human? What if humans are the pigs of that world?
That's wild.
That's crazy.
And it would make sense because we're the closest thing to pigs.
So wait, are you saying that universe is mixed with the Sausage Party universe? He said, "Oh my god!" He shred that cheese. Oh my god! That's the most fucked up we've ever seen.
I never finished it. I don't think. Oh, maybe I did finish it.
Oh,
that'd be insane.
I purged that from my brain.
You would know if you finished it because that ending was wild.
Peter tells Miles that he isn't going. Oh. And asks for the drive. Miles says that he's ready, but Peter shows him that he's not. Miles can't break free from the chair, and his dad shows up to talk to Miles and lays a heartfelt speech and hints that his uncle is dying and gives him a sad pep speech. Look, I'll just say it. I got it right here. Look, sometimes people drift apart, Miles, and I don't know what happened to us today, okay? But I see this spark in you. It's amazing. It's why I push you, but it's yours, and whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great. Also, bad guy, I'm going to send this to you. I want you to do this as Macho Man.
Damn it. Oh, yeah.
Push it.
Your uncle's dying in 3 minutes. He's going nowhere.
And
going to the grave.
He's going nowhere.
He comes back as the Undertaker.
Joe, can you write this down for TikTok?
That's funny.
I'm calling this Macho Man Theater. So when we go to this bit, it's called Macho Man Theater. You got the job, Kenny.
Damn it.
I sent it to you. I
I'm
sent
gonna
it
need
to you.
more
Tell me
water
when
for
you
that.
got it. Tell me when you're ready. All right.
Well, I'm doing this whole speech like this.
Yeah, you're doing that. You're doing that one part. It's not that long. It's not that long. I just did it. It's like 3 sentences.
I'm gonna have no voice in this episode.
It's like 3. I just did it. All right, and we Macho Man Theater. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Look, sometimes people drift apart, Miles, and I don't want that to happen to us, okay? Look, I know I don't always do what you need me to do or say what you need me to say, but I see the spark in you, and it's amazing. It's why I push you, but it's yours. And whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great because Bonesaw is ready. I got you for 3 minutes. That's how long that speech was. It was 3 minutes.
The Bonesaw is ready at the end was great.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I love that.
Bonesaw's ready.
Oh my gosh.
Miles breaks free and goes to the spider cave, and he gets a new suit and web slingers, and then heads to the Collider. I guess this wouldn't be the Spider-Man from Tobey Maguire because this Spider-Man has web slingers. So I don't know why I read that, but they were wrong. Miles breaks free and goes to the spider. Oh, I did that. Spray paint on a suit does not work like that, and it would look like shit. I just need to point that out. You should be dyeing that suit. First, you got to bleach it, then you can dye it. It's going to take like 4 hours minimum.
That shit would be running.
That's not working that way.
It looked clean, though. It looked
I was
clean.
going to say, it looked fire.
It looked good.
With the Nikes, too?
I must have the Jordans. Like, it was clean. I want to play that game. I want to play that Spider-Man Miles Morales game.
I still
it yet?
haven't played
God,
it because
so
I gotta finish the first Spider-Man.
Me too.
And
So good.
I started it and then I got away from it, and now I'm busy playing Metal Gear Solid. So I've got like 6 games to play before I can even think about going back.
There's a better sneaky game. It's called Spider-Man.
No. Metal Gear Solid 1 isn't that fucking sneaky. It's really run and gun. It really is. There's very few. The most I sneak in, I peek around the corner, and then I hide in a box. That's about it. Other than that, I'm running and shooting. 2 and on is a lot more sneaky. You get bonuses for not killing. Also, Metal Gear Solid 1 is a masterpiece. That's all I gotta say. Miles breaks free and goes to Spider Cave. Kingpin is having a banquet for Spider-Man. using villains as staff, and that's not conspicuous. Peter talks to Mary Jane, and she is super creeped out, and I don't blame her.
Yeah, I mean, he was being fucking weird.
Yeah.
Also, how are they like? They're like, oh, we can go in there, no problem with us dressed the way we are, but like, no one's dressed the way that they are. All the waiters just have Spider-Man masks on.
Right.
It's not like they're dressed up like fucking.
But at one
Spider-Man
point,
noir or anything.
At one point, though, the staff, the bad guy staff, did not. They don't have anything on. They're just there. I don't know who it was that we saw, but there's a big blue dude that's clearly a villain. Like he's like silver or blue or some shit right when you get into the scene.
I have to rewatch.
I think you're talking about Tombstone.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's obvious. Like you're like really. I'm pretty sure I saw him on TV breaking something. Like what's going on here? Doc Ock is working on the collider as the team makes its way down. The collider gets activated and heads toward their objective. Doc Ock and Scorpion attack and almost take the team out. Miles attacks Doc Ock and the fighting continues. Kingpin tells him to leave the collider, and the city goes into chaos. So the team fights. Spider-Ham, Noir, and Penny attack Scorpion. The robot gets broken. Miles, Peter, and Gwen go to fight Doc Ock, but Doc Ock gets ran over by a ghost truck. Miles swings away. A ghost truck. Like, I guess I'm calling it a ghost truck. It's not really a ghost truck, but it's basically a ghost truck. Maybe that was also Nick Cage. He was...
I just realized I had to look it up just now because I was wondering who was playing Tombstone. It was the albino guy from what's that show? I think it was Black Lightning.
Yeah, Black Lightning.
Yeah,
I didn't watch Black Lightning. I didn't watch Black Lightning because it wasn't. It was during the time of the whole Arrowverse, and they didn't put him in the Arrowverse. I guess they had to do that later.
What pissed me off was because my girlfriend Nikki, she decided she doesn't like superhero movies, but the only one she liked for some reason, the only TV show she liked was Black Lightning. So I was forced to watch that every now and then. I'm just looking like, of all things, you like this? This is gross.
If anything, Heroes of Tomorrow is probably my favorite.
I know, but she refuses to watch anything like superhero. But then she was like, Black Lightning, this is the shit right here. I was like, ew.
You need to teach her about the Marvel Netflix shows.
I tried. Yeah, I tried. And she was like, nah, it's Black Lightning, though. This is the real shit. I was like, this is? It was disgusting. Like, this is, okay.
In the time of the Flash in its heyday. Flash is like the biggest thing.
I've never seen the Flash or Green Arrow show.
Definitely watch the first two seasons of Arrow, and then watch like the first 5 seasons of Flash, and that's all you need.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Heroes of Tomorrow. I just want to go back and watch them because the crossovers.
That's why I stopped watching because there was too many shows with too many crossovers, and you have to watch all of them, and it's
they try to do the Marvel thing on TV, and it was great, but then they did too much. They did too much too fast.
Yeah, for the one event, it was like I think 5 shows you had to watch for I think for Flashpoint.
Yeah. It's 5 different shows. And
too.
That was another one. Yeah, you had to watch it between every fucking show, and it's like, come on, I want to do that.
And I kind of want to do it, but I don't have the time or the energy.
It's a lot of like that's the only thing that sucks about that, especially like if somebody's jumping into Marvel now, trying to watch the Marvel universe, you have to try to figure out where to start. It's annoying to try to do all that. So I get it for somebody coming in new.
Just give up because Marvel is just getting fucking worse.
Yeah, it gets
Watch up the end game and call it a day.
Yeah. No, yeah, agreed. Shows and all.
Noir, Penny, and Spider-Ham scene grieving the robot is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Miles activates it. I just wrote it, so I assume it was something. Penny, Noir, and Ham. I guess the collider. It just activated it. So
Pushes a button.
we got to the end of the movie. I'm like, look, I'll know what this means.
He said he activates it. I'm activating it.
I didn't. I was wrong. I didn't know what it means.
Get out of here, Gohan.
The button's been pressed.
Petty Noir and Ham all go back through the portal. They go back home. Miles says goodbye to Gwen, and Peter doesn't leave. Why didn't Gwen glitch as much? Like, wouldn't somebody at school notice it? All right,
because I don't think Gwen's a singularity. Like, there's no other Spider Gwen. You know what I mean?
Is that no? Because she glitched later. She glitched later with everybody else.
What I mean is, like, there's not as many. Like, there's multiple different Spider-Man, like, going across the different, realities. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that it was because there were so many Spider-Man there. I thought the reason they were glitching was just because they were not from that dimension.
Right.
So
no, I looked it up because I had the same question, but it's basically it has to do with, like, it's weird. The rule is, like, variety, especially in times of dimensional travel. It's like there's only these many Spider-Gwens, and there's only these, and there's, like, a lot of Spider-Men. So that's why.
But then why would Peter still glitch if he would have been the only one afterwards? If he was got left behind, because he was gonna die because he would have glitched. So. Right. Holes, guys. There's holes in this fucking movie.
It's time travel. You can't. That's the thing. You can't.
It's not even time travel. It's dimension travel.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you try to think about it too hard, you're gonna get yourself a headache. That's why I don't even. I'm like, just.
Do you know that they think that they say that the aliens that we're disclosing about right now are not necessarily from other space, but other time, other universes.
But it's saying
like they're not from our universe. They're from other dimensions.
Are you saying
so they're interdimensional travel, and that's how they explain aliens in Crystal Skull. Was they weren't from space; they were from dimensions.
Fuck that movie. Yeah, that's everything in my heart. Fuck that movie.
I need to go back and rewatch it. I'll do a marathon. Miles fights Kingpin, or Peter doesn't leave. Miles throws Peter into the Collider stream. Miles fights Kingpin. Kingpin sees his family on the ghost train, and this leads to the final fight. Miles beats Fisk with an electric web. Everything goes back to normal.
Is that a question?
Yeah, I wrote it as a question mark, so I'm assuming so.
Okay. Yes.
The universe looking like webs is really cool. Miles calls his dad and tells him he's okay, and he apologizes to his dad. Miles hugs his dad, and he's dressed up as Spider-Man. I wish that my kid would just do the same thing and just apologize once in a goddamn while. He uses an awful accent.
Not even Spider-Man just coming to apologize. I thought you were headed with that. Like, I wish my kid would come in dressed as Spider-Man and probably like.
No. I just want my kid to fucking apologize for once in a while. Do you hear me, kid? Apologize.
Like, what?
She's getting so confused. He uses an awful accent, and he says he loves his dad. We reveal Fisk tied up, and Miles walks away from the scene. And then we get the outro.
It's the New York accent.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, I mean, because usually whenever they do that, remember whenever Spider-Man is, he does the strongest New York accent he possibly can every time.
Listen, New York City accent. Get it correct.
My fault, Buffalo. I apologize.
Western New York
is a New Jersey accent, really.
Western New York accent is a weird accent. It's basically a Wisconsin. Now I can't say it. Wisconsin, and Canadian accent all rolled into one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get the Buffalo accent. Like, I don't have a Western New York accent.
I say a lot, and it pisses me off.
Oh yeah, there's that. But I now that I'm in Ohio, though, I say
every time I say it, I'm like, God damn it.
I do
Let me tell you about it.
All right, so that's the movie, guys. Now we get into the awards of this movie. Awards and rating time. So all right, best actor. Who do we have best actor for this movie?
Nicolas Cage.
Bad guy.
I'm gonna go. What's his name? Shamik Moore, as they say his name. Yeah, him. He's just a goat in everything he's in. Everything I've seen him in, he does a good job. So yeah, I'm going him.
I'm at Shamik too.
Okay. And that was Spider-Man, right?
Yep. There's Miles Morales.
I was gonna say it's Miles Morales.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I was right. It could have been any one of the Spider-Man. You could have said yes. Best supporting actor, Nicolas Cage, right? Right? Yeah.
I was going Gwen. I was gonna go Gwen.
Yeah, that's
Gwen.
fine. That's fine. Gwen works.
Switch it up to say Spider-Ham.
Yuck.
Spider-Ham.
Best cameo. I'd like to give this to Nick Cage and keep that going.
I'm cool with Nick Cage. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage is solid.
Yeah, I give it to Nick Cage.
So far, that means Nick Cage has won 2 awards on this show for best cameo. Just saying.
He's out here.
Most underrated actor.
I would say in my opinion, I'd say the dad.
Yeah.
Paperboy. Yeah.
That works for me. I'm all right with that.
That's from in Atlanta. He plays Paperboy on it.
All right. So we're gonna do our ratings, and we'll get an overall score. Start with Mr. Unchained. Out of 5 D Money dollar signs, you do decimals, whatever, from 0.0 to 50 cents up to $5.
I'll give it 450.
All right.
Did we ever get Jenna's rating on Blade? Okay.
Nope.
You should have asked her when she was watching the stream.
I didn't even know she was
Bad guy.
Okay. I'm gonna go with this was a really good movie. I think the second one's better, but this one's really good too. Let's go with I'm gonna go with a 4, just a solid 4.
All right.
Just because how good the second one was.
That works for me. Joe.
Just to keep it below the Flash, I'm going 0.5. I'm just kidding.
That's crazy.
I'm just kidding. I'm going $4.25.
Yeah.
I'm also at a 4. All right. I'm gonna get this tallied up, and while I do that, we're just gonna go ahead and let's do plugs. So, Nate, if you want to go ahead, or Mr. Unchained, if you want to go ahead and give us your plugs, tell us about yourself, social medias, where we can find you. You plug
Awesome.
your company, all that.
Awesome. Well, my company's Instagram is idol.rk on Instagram. You can also follow me personally at Mr. Unchained Unlimited on both Instagram and on TikTok. I hope you guys are going to be ready for the Legacy of Jupiter Man when it comes out at the end of August. It will be on Indie Planet, and it's going to be on Vivid Panels, and it will be at New York Comic Con.
Awesome. Bad guy.
You can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken. You can catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube's, and you can catch the football podcast Unbiased on the same channel, Bad Guy Spoken podcast, and then you can catch Hood Movie Review. Where we review every hood movie we possibly can. Newest hood movie. Go ahead and check it out. Like I said, we're about 30 episodes in. Still out here. 31 episodes in, and we just dropped one for Menace to Society. So go check that out.
Nice. Joe, do yours.
All right, so you're already listening to the best show out there, Geek in the Sheets. You can also find us Mondays live at Not a Real Court. That also comes out. you can also catch our show Book It, and well, Kenny already plugged Bad Guy, but I've been going live on Twitch as well at T13 Media on Twitch to do some gameplay on there, chat with you guys. The rule there is if you come in, you got to be ready to argue, so you can argue about anything with me while I'm live.
All right. So before we get on to it, the final rating overall for Into the Spider-Verse is 4.18. So that puts it right now at the top of the 3 movies that we've done. So it makes it number 1, followed by The Flash at 3.62.
Damn,
and
I could have made it less.
And Blade at 3.41.
We need Jenna scores so that way we can get the correct.
No, fuck that. No, she did not respond. I tried.
Yeah, just like in Book
score.
It, you only get till the next episode's recorded.
Yeah, she should have been on here because Blaze should not be under Flash. That is disrespectful. So disrespectful.
It's not my fault that movie blew.
You can find me on Twitter, hi-fi_Mike. You can find all the shows on the T13 Media Network on our website at t13media.com. Rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can go find everything on the website. And rate and review us 5 fuck off. That's the golden rule. I had a cool outro thing that I had planned, and I completely forgot what it was. So,
bye.
See ya.